Okay, extreme cubing. So I'm just going to do one more thing here. I'm going to try to add myself to the list of extreme cubers. Long shoes. This is just a warm-up. I've actually done this one before. Today, I want to try to up the ante. What they call the stack rolla-rolla. Goldie told you we've performed together before. Interesting story, we've actually performed together in the heart of the Kremlin a few years ago. Okay. One sec. My wife, priorities. Can't find a single bucket in the house. Now keep looking, I'm sure you'll find it. Okay. Priorities. Okay, here we go. The idea is to try to solve the cube without losing my balance. Okay. Whew. Thank you. Oh, you really scrambled it. Okay. Okay. Here we go. One hand. I don't really do one hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Shuka Bergman. Shuka, thank you so much. And now, as promised, for our second part, I would like to welcome to stage our honorary guest, Professor Erno Rubik. So, please take a seat. Sure. And Shuka, I promised Shuka that he will be able to ask a few questions himself because some of them are troubling him for a while. So, here's your mic. And I have some, I'll take the liberty for the first one. First of all, it's great to have you here and thanks. How are you liking the festivals so far?
It's very interesting. I like it very much, yes.
Great. So I was wondering about one thing. We know that the process of coming up or inventing the qubit wasn't exactly for the purpose of a toy initially. And I was wondering what was the point that you realized that something here is going to be very big? Was there like a single event or a notion?
Usually it's the problem not with the questions, but not with the answers, but the questions. So that's, I think the most interesting thing, or more is interesting question in connection with the cube, what is it? So, because, and probably that was my real challenge in that time, 40 years ago, when I tried to find out what I did, the result of it. So, and after 40 years, it's very difficult for me to answer that question because it's really very difficult. Naturally, you can simplify, as usual, all of the many questions, the meaning of life. And, but if you are simplifying something, that means you lose. You lose something from the content. And the real deep question is what it is. It's a toy. Partly we can say that because everything can be a toy with what we can play. So, and in that case, one leaf on the tree, it's a toy. Or one stone, or anything can be a toy if we are capable to use it on some way or another. It's a teaching tool. Oh yes, because you can learn using it, because you can have the experience and you can study, and if you understand elements of what you can see, that to make some kind of research, you can learn. So that's some kind of teaching tool. It's, I thought several times, for me, it's a piece of art. And it's proved by many artists because they were inspired by the cube. Nature is one of the possible things, what you have seen on the screen already. It's this kind of murals, creating mosaics using the cube as a material. But I'm not speaking about this. I'm speaking about when the content of the cube or the relationship between the cube and human being inspired the artists. And there are many of them in different ages, different groups. And I've seen many exhibitions, fortunately most of them only through the internet, through pictures. But in China and in Canada, in many parts of the world, I found a very interesting cube-inspired piece of art. And you were speaking about, for example, the competition, speed cubing. So that you can see it's a sport. It's some kind of extreme sport. I can say that. And what you said, it was an underestimation. It's not all of the weekends we have a competition. I was just checking in this year, in 2014, close to every day have a competition somewhere in the world, because more than 350 competitions already organized. Many of them it's already done. So it's a lot, and thousands of kids enjoyed it. So you have been the experience how interesting atmosphere you can find in that kind of competitions. The people who are there and watching them, and the kids. They enjoy it.
I personally have 3 short questions I've been dying to ask you about the cube.
Sure.
One is, I have with me another puzzle. This is a puzzle that went very big in the States. Everyone will recognize it. This is actually the original, created by Sam Lloyd, who's created many logic problems. And this is actually the original one. Is this working? By Sam Lloyd. This is the original one created by Sam Lloyd. It says, rate your mind, pal. And I noticed, and I just wanted to know if it's just me, or if this is something you've noticed as well, that the way it is designed is the frame holds the outer pieces, and the outer pieces hold the inner pieces, so they can move autonomously, yet they don't fall out. And in some way, the cube is sort of an extrapolation to 3 dimensions, because the centers hold the edges hold the corners. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's the same, it's by no means the same, but I was wondering if this is something that you noticed as well.
At first, just a comment, it's very discussed, Sam Lloyd is the inventor of that, this puzzle, so probably it's proved he's not did it. But it's known as a Sam Lloyd 15 puzzle. That's one thing. Other thing is, what was created the craze in that time, it was not, looks like that, it was not graved and so on. That was only this frame, and there were stones or squares put it. Yeah, no, that's much more later, created this kind of mechanical structure. So, but these 15 puzzle, or in nature you can have smaller one and bigger one, the sliding type of puzzles are related with the cube because they, all the time when you are moving something, you are moving some kind of groups. And it's a closed structure. So that means, for example, there are things what you can do and there are things what you can't do. Probably that's why the 15 puzzle became so famous, because there was a competition and a huge amount of money was promised to, if somebody can change 2 pieces only. But it's proved, and it's easy to prove it, it's not possible. So that's, and that's very similar with the cube, for example, in a different way, because with the cube, you can have, if you take apart a cube, accidentally, I can say, and put together in an accidental way, that you can create, you can have the chance to create unsolvable cubes. Yes. And especially, you can create, these cubes contains in 12 universes, and only one universe is the real one. And that 11 others you never can do. Yes, yes, because you can't turn one corner, you can't flip one edge, you can't change only 2 corners, you can't change only 2 edges. Yes, yes, that's, so it's connected.
I'm happy you're enjoying your conversation. No one is getting it. We have a really short time left. Do we have any questions from the audience? Anyone wants to ask anything? Okay, I can ask one more thing. I read, oh, there's one, yeah. I don't think he said it.
No, in the past, there is 2 possible things. One thing is, as usual with everything, one thing is, how can I say, how long it take you to learn how to walk. It's very similar to solve the cube at first time. To learn how to walk, you know, it takes for a kid several months. I have my grandchild and I'm watching them. It's a very difficult task. And the other thing is, if they already know how to walk, how fast they can walk. That's another thing. And you need different type of people. Some people can do the first part better, some people can do the second part better. So, because in the second part, you are repeating something that you already know, and you have the skill to do it very fast, because your skill or capability. The important part is the pattern recognition, what is a very important one, and naturally some memory, because you need to remember some kind of series of movements, what we call algorithm. And, and the third one, you need fast fingers as well. And I'm 3 things. One thing is, I'm sure if I born much more later and somebody else invented the cube and I met it, encountered it with as a kid, I'm not the person who wanted to do it fast. I'm sure I love it, but not for speed cubing. That's one thing. The other thing is you need to be young to be fast. You know, it's very simple in real life. Try to compete a 17-year-old man with a 7 to run. Yes. That's very nice. So 2 days probably. If I know well, the oldest is about 90 years old on competition, and the youngest is about 4. So very wide range of ages. So I'm not so fast. My average was, in the early time, when it was necessary to demonstrate the cube, because it was a very important part of marketing. it was about 1 minute, so 60 seconds.
It's
a long
good.
time, but for the beginning it was
okay.
not bad.
1 minute is okay. I would take it.
But I never pushed myself to demonstrate what to do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so once again, let's thank Shuka Bergman and Professor Erno Rubik. Before you leave, we have prepared, Professor, before you leave, we have prepared something for you to take home. Professor Rubik, before you leave, we prepared something for you to take home. It's a certificate.